We're only as strong as our weakest link, and we owe it to ourselves to help uplift so that together we're better.
When you're in survival mode, sometimes that prevents you from wanting to help somebody else because you're too concerned about helping yourself. But how do we get you to that place where you can start to work with other people? And we can only get you there when you have those basic needs met. So in our connection phase, we do a lot of our community development. And that's where our pro-equity action plan resides, where we want to advocate for things in the community as far as child youth development, peace and justice. Are we advocating for jobs and careers? Those type of things in our pro-equity when we're building partners in the community. We want people to feel belong, we want people to feel accepted, welcome and invited and cared for in our collaboration phase when they join Omni as a member. But when they're in that, we're also building self-esteem. We're building that through providing professional development. We want to help that individual get from point A to point B, finding better jobs, finding better careers, creating what you feel like you want to create, and that will be in our professional development stage, which is then interdependence. So once you get in that space where you have a better job or you are ready to create something like start a business, you need more professional development. And sometimes we just don't have access to those resources. So Omni wants to be the place where we provide those resources and opportunities for individuals to grow and become whatever it is that they desire to be.
When people realize the importance in what we're doing and trying to accomplish, I think a lot of people will start coming on board and would see the vision itself. I'm the type of person, or we're the type of people that we like to do. We like to see the change, especially like she said, for our kids and grandkids.
I think a lot of people talk about doing things, but then there's some people who just go make it happen. And that's what I've seen Michael, from day one. I think if you look at, originally when he started Omni, just trying to bring people together and some of the education and things that he was doing to investing in people.
Finding your purpose, finding your passion. I feel like sometimes for me, that is a pressing issue because we come from a place where we only look at one aspect of what success is. But how can we then wake people up to the realities of life? How do you allow people to see what's available for them other than what has been presented to us? And when you think about what's been presented to us as minorities or people of color, a lot of it is like just become an athlete, become a singer, become a rapper, but we miss out on the opportunities of becoming doctors and becoming engineers. But the problem with that is we have no models. Sometimes you tell people you can become a lawyer, but you don't know what a lawyer looks like. Oh, there are lawyers that exist, but they don't look like us, so then I can't follow in the footsteps of somebody when I don't know what that looks like and they're not tangible to me. So what we wanted to do with Omni, as far as how Omni can be a driving force to be the bridge between some of that, is then start making those connections. Making connections with those who are doing that in the community, so that way they can see someone who is making those moves and the decision making in the city.
So growing up, you see the TV shows of these representation of, people of your race, and then, okay, all right, cool, but then in your community, you may not see that. I grew up, I didn't see any black doctors, any black astronauts, black pilots, and I was like, oh, well, I see it on TV, but I don't see it in real life, so I don't believe if I don't see it. So fast forward to today, I had someone believe in me, my mentor, who guided me to become a pilot in the military, and I was like, oh man, I'm the 1% in my career field, and I'm one of 2 black pilots here. So I feel like having that and being the strong-minded person that I am and want to continue growth, want to see more people strive to be their best. But I want to tell the story that, hey, I grew up, I felt this way, I probably feel the exact same way that you feel, regardless of your age. But don't give up on yourself. There is chance, there is hope. Believe in yourself, we believe in you.
One of the things that I see Omni's doing, I think, Michael obviously leading it, but I think a lot of the people that are involved is they're not just tackling one issue. I think he has a really good understanding of how a lot of these issues work together. So, we've talked a lot, but I think you're starting at kind of a base level of how do we go out and support the community and some of those people in the community that need some more immediate needs supported. But then as you build that foundation under people, then how do you develop the person, right? So how do you get into some personal development? And then I think that final step, whether it's the the co-working space or just some of the events that they're doing, as you grow as a person, how do you start to collaborate more, and how do you start to encourage some of that professional development where you're networking then with other people?
We've been blessed with the opportunity to make some impactful connections in this community that allowed us to be able to purchase a building in year one of our organization. Once we have a building, once you have a house that you can feel comfortable in, it changes everything. Living in a space where, there's multiple opportunities that's all around you, but it's very hard to find that comfort, to step outside of your box, to say, I'm gonna go to this event and I know that I'm gonna be the 1% in the room. So what we wanna do is then now have a safe space for individuals to be able to come to, so that way they can say, I know there's gonna be other people that look like me in that space, and I don't feel like the outcast, or I don't feel like the minority in the room. I'm a part of other individuals that are growing with me in this space.
It gives everyone a hub to come in and also identify and see that professional minority in the community working, and then provide that example to others, and also provide them access. I think that was something that was probably missing as well before in the community and minority. It was hard to sync up and link up with individuals professional-wise, because it was either they were driving into community and driving out, as far as they only worked here, so they commute back and forth, so they probably lived in Lawrence or Kansas City, or they were kind of like me, just kind of stayed sheltered and stayed in their lane. So what this community hub now provides is access to individuals that may have had the same struggle, may understand the opportunities that come open for different ethnic groups throughout the community to help support them and grow as a leader or grow as an entrepreneur.
Over the years of me living in Topeka, I recognize that a lot of minorities, when they get the education or they go to college, the first thing they do is move out of Topeka. And the reason that they do that is because they feel like there's no job opportunities. We want to let Omni be the bridge for individuals to come back and support those, so that way we break those generational cycles.
Omni has impacted my life in a very positive way. It takes a group of people, it takes a collective, and that's another reason as well Omni Circle was interesting with me, because I'm like, we need a voice. And in order for that voice to be loud, we need to all be together.
I think that Omni has impacted me in a way to where it's helped me find myself. And I think that's what I love about it. And by finding myself, it's like, okay, how can I help someone else find themselves as well? Because we're always searching for who we are. But it's like, I'm not afraid to say that I'm still searching and I'm still becoming. And I think that becoming a part of Omni has put me on that lane of finding myself.
It's a pretty unique approach that you're not seeing a lot of organizations do, and they're doing it really, really well. When you think of how, I guess, young of a company, relatively speaking, they are, I think there's a pretty bright future for how they can really make that happen well.
If we can get people to invest in this, then we continue to grow. We continue to build the programs, we continue to provide the resources, and we continue to make the connections with individuals that allow people that come from, communities that are underprivileged, underserved, and then now have that process of growth where they can say, I can go from here to here, and I have a connection and a resource and a support that allow me to get to the places I want to get in life. We have an opportunity to really do something different in the city with building that diversity throughout the whole city, not just within what we're building in Omni Circle, but different organizations in that city at large.
Look at what it embodies: teaching and training, teaching leadership skills, helping the individual be the very best that they can be.
If you want to join Omni Circle, you can go to our website or you can follow us on Facebook. But what it really means to become a member of Omni is you then become a part of our family. We're not just an organization, we're building real relationships, we're building real bonds with individuals in the community. But this is a community, this is a family that we're building. So we want it to be more than just a workspace. This is work and life balance.
Omni is developing people.
Omni is redefining.
And Omni Circle gives me the inspiration to do better. The inspiration to do better.
Omni Circle is unity.
Omni Circle Group is the future.